What's going on, guys and gals, and welcome to Good Reel Hunting, where we hunt for the good reels so you don't have to. It's your boy Brad. The Brett Man is not over here today. What's going on? This is weird. It's just the Brad Man. Let me tell you what's going on. I just wanted to do a quick review for you guys, very short, for Boss Level from 2021. It just came out a couple weeks ago. It's a Hulu original, but Brett Man does not have Hulu, so I wanted to. I watched the movie last night, really enjoyed it, so I wanted to talk about it just briefly. And unfortunately, Brett doesn't have the ability to watch it, so I'm just going to do a quick review without him, and I'm not going to spoil it because hopefully he'll watch it again in the future at some point. So let's get into this thing. Boss Level is a Hulu original movie that came out in 2021 that's directed by Joe Carnahan. It stars Frank Grillo, Mel Gibson, and Naomi Watts. And it's essentially about it's another Groundhog Day kind of plot where the main character Frank is just reliving the same day over and over and over again, keeps getting killed in all kinds of crazy ways. It's essentially that rated R version of Happy Death Day that we've been waiting for, where we get these brutal deaths each and every day, and he's got to figure out what the heck's going on.
I used to complain that every day felt the same, and now every day is the same. Seriously.
Again, I'm not going to spoil it, so let's get into the fun stuff, okay? The biggest thing for me is Frank Grillo. His character is fantastic in this. I think he does a great job as an actor of carrying the movie and just pretty much putting it on its back. There's some other good performances there we'll get into as well, but he's fantastic. Of course, we've seen him before in The Purge Anarchy and Election Year and a couple other little things like that, but this is a far more charismatic character, one with a lot more humor. And he does a fantastic job with both the humor parts of this movie and the action sequences in this thing that he's involved with, which is great. He's a very entertaining character, and there's certain times in this movie where he reminds me of Ash Williams. I'm not going to compare him to Bruce Campbell. I'm not going to say he's anywhere as iconic as that, but there's a line here and there where I'm like, oh my gosh, I could see Ash Williams saying that. So it was kind of cool. A couple little times that popped up. Mel Gibson also does a fantastic job in this thing as the main bad guy. His character he doesn't have a lot of screen time in this thing, but whenever he's on scene, you can feel it, and he does a good job, as you would expect from Mel Gibson. He's a very talented actor. Naomi Watts is kind of in the same boat here. She does a great job when she's on screen, but she's not on screen a whole lot. But when she is, she carries it. She does a good job. Another thing I really liked about this movie is the freaking gore, man. It's a gory movie. There's freaking heads getting chopped off. There's freaking people getting shot up. All kinds of crazy stuff. And you see a lot of it, and a lot of it just comes out of freaking nowhere, and the comedy pulls into that very well. A lot of these kills come with nice gags, and they're done very well. There's some CGI here and there, but overall, they're more enjoyable because of it. The CGI doesn't really take you out of it. It's fine. It works really well. Some very hilarious kills in this thing, guys and gals. I think you'll like it for that. It's almost like that rated R version of Happy Death Day that we never got when you're talking about kills, because they're pretty brutal. The comedy in this thing also, for the most part, lands really well for me. I really enjoyed it. There's a great couple lines. There's a great throwback to Raiders of the Lost Ark in this thing at one point, which actually works perfectly given the circumstances. And it works really well in this one. They put a little twist on it. It's fun. It's a great little throwback. I really enjoyed that part. But yeah, there's some good gags and stuff. And usually the comedy, like I said, it lands pretty well. There's a couple times where it's a little over the top. And we'll get into that here when we talk about the stuff in the middle, that mixed stuff in the movie. For me, the only thing that was really I had mixed feelings about was Guan Yin, the character played by Selena Lo. I thought the character was a little bit over the top at times with her comedic lines and whatnot. I thought the performance by Selena, though, by Lo, was fantastic. I thought she did a really good job, and she was pretty compelling. But again, her character was just a little bit over the top, and some of the comedy just didn't land for me in her category. And then she kind of had a storyline there towards the end that just wasn't really needed to the extent that they went on for it. It's really not. It just went on a little bit longer than it needed to, I think. But overall, again, the performance was very entertaining. And really, the only getting into the negatives here, the dislikes. The only thing really, it's the storyline, man. The Groundhog Day. It's been done to freaking death at this point. We've seen it over and over again with obviously the Groundhog Day that we saw it there, and then Happy Death Day, and then Palm Springs, which was another Hulu original that came out last year, which was also really good. It's just the storyline has kind of lost its flair at this point. We've seen it so many times. There's nothing proprietary about it. There's nothing new about it. But again, I mean, it was done well in this movie, just like it was in Palm Springs, so it's still enjoyable, but that it was something that pulls it back quite a bit for me. It's just the lack of originality. And again, there's some CGI, but it's not a huge deal, but, at times it's kind of noticeable. But again, to me, it didn't take me out of the movie at any point. So overall, I really enjoyed it. Let's get into the score of this thing. So if I had to rank this thing, again, no spoilers. I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm going to give it a Tosche Station, a trip to the Tosche Station. It was a really good movie. My favorite movie so far that's come out in 2021, which is why I wanted to hop on here and talk about it real quick. Just kind of get like when you guys know us at this point. Brett and I, we don't do reviews for every freaking movie that comes out. We just don't. We like to talk about things that we like or that we enjoy. So if we do a review of a new release, it's something that we're enjoying and we're having a good time with. Or something we think you guys will enjoy. And this is a movie that I could recommend to most of you. Even the hardcore horror fans that follow us, you'll probably get some enjoyment out of this just based on the freaking kills this thing has. So definitely check it out. If you have Hulu, it's free, it's original, 2021. You can add it on that 2021 watch list on your Letterboxd. And it's a good time, man. I definitely recommend it. Bert, if you're watching this, get some freaking Hulu, man, and watch it. We'll do a spoiler review down the road. But that's pretty much it, man. Like I said, I wanted to hop on. I know Bertman's not here. It's weird not having him with me. He's the man. But this is just something I wanted to talk about briefly. It's always weird doing things without Bert because when you get used to working with somebody and you go in and do something by yourself, you're like, you're trying to do everything, the stuff that I'm not used to. But either way, it's a good time. Sometimes these things will happen whenever one of us has access to something the other one doesn't, and we want to talk about it. It's not going to happen often, obviously. We've been doing this 6 months, and this is I think the third video that we've done solo dolo, but here we are anyway. Anyway, let me know down below if you guys have seen this movie. What did you think about it? Did you like it? Are you going to check it out after this review? If you do, let me know how you think down below. I would love to talk about it with you guys. I really enjoyed it. Again, it's one of my favorite movies of the year so far. So be sure to check it out. If you want to help us find the good reels, you can do so by finding us on Facebook, Instagram, Letterboxd, Twitter, Spotify, Snapchat, and Apple freaking Podcast. Those links are going to be in the description down below for you guys to find. And be sure to hit the like button, the subscribe button, all those things that Brett usually tells you to do. I don't know his lines, so I'm sure they're down there somewhere. Just click on it, and we would greatly appreciate it. It does help that channel. And of course, we will see you guys soon.